All right, 3 by 3 by 7. Basically what you've got here is a 3 by 3 with extensions on some of the edges and corners. That's all it is. So your basic 3 by 3 techniques work on a lot of steps here. The first thing you want to do is this center layer. You want to get these edges in the correct place. Very, very easy, and you can use the exact same techniques you use on a regular beginner's method 3 by 3. So I'm going to take this whole edge here and replace it with this one. I'm just going to swap them out, and it's just up, right, up inverse, right inverse, front, right inverse, front inverse, right. Takes it out of puzzle shape. That's going to happen. It has to happen. Um, Now you need to find that little tiny edge that you took out. All these ones are big and extended. The ones sticking out are your extended ones. So I've got this little red and green one. I know that needs to go here, and I just need to put that in with the left-handed version of the alg that I just used. So this one's going to be up inverse, left inverse, up, left, up inverse, front, up inverse, front inverse. Sorry if I'm messing up alg name or notation names and stuff, but you can see what I'm doing. So that put that red and green in the right place. Still kept it out of puzzle shape, but that comes back pretty quick in the end. Next one I've got is this little green and orange one. Needs to go here. Do the same thing. So up inverse, left inverse, up, left, up, front, up inverse, front inverse. Same thing. All that's good to go. Now I've got the red and blue one here, and it needs to go in this position where this big extended one is sitting. So just up, right, up inverse, right inverse, front, right inverse, front inverse, right. Put that in, and I've got one left. That one's in place, but it's upside down. Same thing I'm just going to do is take it out and then put it back in the correct direction. So same algorithm that I've been using from either direction. And this is your standard beginner method. You can use F2L style stuff here if you'd rather, but this just works because it's easier to keep track of a lot of times. So now it's flipped. I'm just going to put it back in here with blue facing the right way. Oh, come on, damn it. Same alg that I've been using. This puzzle tends to catch a little bit and all that stuff, but it's not fragile, and they're very durable from what I've seen. Next step kind of is going to use some mirror cube techniques because you need to get all the tall edges pointing up in the right direction. This is again the same thing you would do on a standard 3 by 3, except you're not worried about colors this time. I'm just worried about getting all these edges and corners pointing up to get it back to puzzle shape. So I'm just going to flip these two that were upside down, or sideways rather. And there I've got my big tall cross on top. Easy to go. Next ones, I just need to rotate all these corners the same way you would for fixing yellow on the last face, fixing your yellow corners, but I just need to rotate them so that the tall piece is pointing up like it's supposed to. And for this, I just use right inverse, down inverse, right, down, right inverse, down inverse, right, down. Did that. This one's the same thing. It's pointing this way. It needs to go facing up. So right inverse, down inverse, right, down, right inverse, down inverse, right, down. And over here, now this one that needs to point up is pointing at me, so I can just use the opposite of the algorithm that I was using. So down inverse, right inverse, down, right, down inverse, down, right. And lastly, bring this one around. Same thing, it needs to go up. So down inverse, down, right, down inverse, down, right. That returned the whole thing to puzzle shape, but it also fixed this very middlemost layer. That was the key part there because you have to keep that solved while doing the rest of it. Next step is to fix the centers on all of these tall faces. And this part is very, very easy, and it's just like reducing the centers on any other puzzle. The key here is to make sure that whenever you rotate a face 180 degrees, that after you do that, you undo that rotation to keep this middle layer solved. So I'm going to start with red, this whole red layer here. I'm going to turn the puzzle this way so it's easier to work with. I see that this red can go right up into that position. That's easy to do. And now this red needs to go here. In order to do that, I'm just going to bring that down, turn this front face 180 degrees, bring it back up, and then undo that 180 degrees to put that back. This one here needs to go up into this position, and I can just turn that. Since it's the first face I'm working with, it doesn't matter if I'm sloppy about that since I don't have any of the edges in place yet. So blue, now I can't be sloppy about this, because if I do, it's going to mess up the red. So I'm going to put this one in, and then do 180 degrees on that top face, and undo that turn. That keeps the red that I'd already done back here solved. So blues, let's see. I've got these two down here on the bottom. They can come right up to the top. I can do those together. I just move them both up like that. Then turn this blue face 180 degrees and undo those turns just like that. And then remember that I did that 180 turn on the blue face. Do that to fix that. That's all good to go. I've got one more blue piece to put in. It's sitting down here on the bottom. I can't just move it up because it'll mess up my reds. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a 180 degree turn on the blue face. I'm going to bring this blue one from the bottom up to the blue face, undo that 180 degree turn, and then bring it back down just like that. All good to go. Last two, piece of cake. Green here, orange here. Got these two oranges paired up together. I'm just going to bring this orange around 180 degrees. Bring these two oranges up to that orange center line. 180 degrees again, and bring that back on down. And there you go. That center is ready to go, piece of cake. And now the next algorithm is the corner piece series for cuboids. And I can show it to you on a standard 3x3 and show you what it's going to do. It's up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left. What it does is it takes this piece here, brings it down to here, takes this piece, rolls it over to here, and then this piece comes across to here. Because of the way this puzzle works, since you're doing only 180 degree turns on the left and right, and these pieces cannot change orientation, I can use this on any layer that I want to. These pieces can't change which layer they're on, so I can always solve the next layer together. So the way I like to do this is find the orange and blue piece that needs to go here under the center layer. If I don't have it up top, that's fine. Okay, I don't have it. And the way you can tell is this one with the orange lined up. If I put that back here and do a 180 degree turn, it comes into the correct position, but it's upside down. So that's not the one I want to use. So this is the one I need. The inverse of that algorithm works exactly the same. And because I know this piece is going to come across to here, I can fix that. But let's see if I also have the orange and green that needs to go here. And I do. I can tell because if I rotate it around to here, the green is facing the orange, which means when it's upside down, it'll be in the correct position. Don't worry about messing these centers up temporarily. This is all just setup moves and stuff like that. So what this algorithm is going to do is it's going to take this green and orange piece. It's going to bring it all the way down here to this next layer. This blue and orange piece is going to roll across to here. And this other green and orange that I'm not terribly concerned with yet is going to come back up here. So same thing, but in reverse. So up inverse, and I just want to move the layer that I'm concerned about right now. I don't want to move the top or the bottom, otherwise it's going to move all of the other pieces. So I'm going to go up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right. That fixed my center, and it also put these two pieces in the right place. Now I can just undo the setup moves that I did to get my center back where it belongs. Now I have these two spaces here. This one's already correct. This one's not. I'm not too concerned about which one of those is correct and which one's not. My main concern is just having those as my empty spaces to use to move pieces up to the top. So since I know with the right-handed version of the algorithm, this piece is going to end up on the top back of that layer, that third layer down rather. So I know that this blue and red, when flipped 180 degrees, would be in the right spot right here. So I'm going to put this position in the back left, and I'm going to do that algorithm. It's going to move this piece out of the way, but it's going to fix one of the pieces in the top layer that I need fixed. So up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, and then undo my setup moves. So that one's correct now. Now let's take a look at what I've got sitting here. I've got both of the green and reds down here in this layer. One of them belongs in this position. I know that. Which one is it? It's the one that green is not facing. So the green is facing the red on this one, so I know that's where it belongs. Because if it was to flip 180 degrees, it would be in that correct position. So now I need to do the left-hand version of that algorithm so that this piece ends up back here. In order to do that, I need to put this in the back right corner. And now, because I'm not worried about either one of these right yet, it doesn't matter what ends up here. I'm just concerned with getting things fixed on this top. I say top, but you know what I'm talking about. This layer that I'm working on. So the left-hand version is just up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right. And there we have it. That fixed that and fixed nothing else. So now let's see. I've got a position here that needs fixed, and I've got two pieces up here that need fixed. Normally in this situation, you would fix one, flip the edge, put it back. But you can't do that here. So my only concern right now is to fix one more of these in the top layer. I don't care which one, so let's find out which one I can fix. This blue and orange needs to go into this position. So I want to put this in the back. So if I do that, I can go up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left. And we're good to go there. And now that's still left me with three pieces out of place, but this red and green needs to go across to here. This green and orange needs to come up to here, and this red and blue needs to go here. Left me with a 3 cycle. That's perfectly fine. So I know that this red and blue needs to go down to this position, so I'm going to do the left-handed version so it comes straight on down to here. It's going to fix all three of these. So it's just up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right. And now fix setup moves so the centers are correct. And now you can see all three of those middle layers are taken care of. For the next layer, we do exactly the same thing, just one less layer. So I'm going to go a little quicker here. Let's find the red and green. It needs to go here. That's this one. I know it's going to roll across to this position, so I don't care what I use from this top layer. I'm just going to do the left-handed version to move it across. So up inverse, again, only turning the layer that I'm concerned with right now. So up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right. Good to go. So that red and green's correct now. Now let's see if I can fix this red and blue. That one's in the correct position because the blue lines up with the blue, so that's not the one I need. But this red and blue edge, the red lines up with the blue, so I know this one needs to go into this position. So I'm going to put it over here and do the right-handed version of the alg so that this piece, this red and blue piece in the top, comes down to here. This green and red comes across to here, and this blue and orange comes up to the top. Excuse me. And this is the right-handed version, so up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, if I can, left, left. There we go. So that's all taken care of. Still got my centers good, and this whole middle section, 3x3 middle section, is still solved. So now we're down to these two in the bottom. I can use these two as my buffer pieces to move stuff to the top. Get two of those in the top fixed, at least two of those in the top fixed. So what do I have down here to work with? Let's see. This blue and orange, the blue lines up with the blue, so I know this one doesn't go there. This red and green, we can see the green lines up with the red, so I know this red and green goes in this position. Since the way the algorithm works, whatever's back here, going to come down to here. This is going to come over to here, and whatever's here is going to end up in the back right. I want to put that red and green position in the back right. This is the left-handed version, so up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right. And in doing so, that took care of that. Now, here in this situation, it gets a little funky, but it's the same exact thing. In doing that, it fixed one of the other pieces that I had in the bottom that I was using as my buffer spot. And on the top, I've got two pieces in correctly and two pieces that are out. So I've got a 3-cycle ready to go. I can continue buffering things until I get my 3-cycle down here, or I can just turn the whole puzzle over. So let's put those two buffer pieces in the front and then find what I need to fix. So this red and blue needs to go across to here. This green and orange needs to come up to here. And because of that, that means that this blue and orange needs to come down to here. I can see that because if I turn it over here, the orange is with the blue. So this is the right-handed version. So up, right, right, up inverse, left, left, up, right, right, up inverse, left, left. Excuse me. All right, so that's all good to go. There is one parity type situation, but a 4x4 parity works to fix it. So you can end up with a case where you have two edges on either one of these layers that needs to flip. They need to swap, rather. If you just do your standard 4x4 parity algorithm, it'll do exactly what it's supposed to. So it's right, right, back, back, up, up, left, up, up, right inverse, up, up, right, up, up, front, front, right, front, front, left inverse, back, back, right, right. And you're good to go. And it works on either one of these layers. So just undo that real quick. And we're back. Now we've reached the I haven't been talking out loud all day, so pardon the coughing. So now we've reached the last step here. Same thing as always. You're going to build your cross on the bottom, fix the cross on the top, and then fix those corners on the top and bottom layers the same way I was fixing the edges on these middle layers. Since you can only do 180-degree turns here, this is very, very easy. So first thing I want to do is build my white cross on the bottom. So I've got the green that lines up, the orange that lines up. I need a blue and white edge to fit here. And so just find it up in the top. I'm going to get it out of the way first. I'm going to bring this position up to the top, bring that piece in, and then undo that move. So R, bring that blue piece around to line up with the blue, and then bring it back down. Good to go. Next one, this red and white needs to go here. Do the same thing. Just going to bring that around, put that red one on, bring it back down. And now you'll either have a situation where all of your yellow edges are also correct, or you'll have some form of them being out of place, where you can get one in the right place and some that need to move around. For this, you can use a version of the standard Soon or left-hand Soon algorithm to move those the same way you would on a 3x3. So it's just right, up, right, up, right, up, right. Same algorithm. The only difference is the right turns or the left turns for the left-handed version are always 180-degree turns. So right, up, right, up, right, up, right. Fixes that. Good to go. So lastly, same thing, and you have a bit more of a guide here. So I know that this orange, white, and green piece needs to go down here. So let's find the place that it needs to go. Put it in the back. This piece is going to come down to here. This piece is going to roll across to here, and this one is going to come up to here. So up, right, up inverse, left, up, right, up inverse, left. That fixes that. Let's see, I've got another white one up here. This is the white, red, and blue. Let's put that in place. And for this, I'm going to do this a little differently, but it still gets the job done, trust me. So this white, red, and blue, going to go down to here. Main thing I want to make sure here is that I'm not messing up any corners that I've already put in place. And so now I've got one more white one up here ready to go. So I'm going to put that in the back left so that I know it can come down to here where it belongs. But if I do that, it's going to take this red, white, and blue one out of position. In order to prevent that, since I'm not concerned with anything on the yellow face yet, I'm just going to do a setup move of 180-degree turns to put a yellow corner down here so it's out of the way. So up, right, up inverse, left, up, right, up inverse, left, and then undo my setup move. The reason this is easier for me, at least, is because you can see exactly where it belongs. You don't have to rely on how it lines up and things like that. So I fixed this entire white face. Now I'm going to use two pieces on whatever face I want as buffer pieces. So I'm going to take one of these yellow pieces that isn't correct, so this red, yellow, and blue, for example, and I'm going to move it to the white face. It's also going to move another white piece to the top, but I don't worry about that. So up, right, up inverse, left, up, right, up inverse, left. Now I've got this red, yellow, and blue down here. I want to use the left-handed version next to move that piece into the correct position. So the red, yellow, and blue is here. I know that if I put this back here, this piece is going to come down to here, this white piece is going to come across to here, and this red, yellow, and blue is going to come back up to here where it belongs. So left-handed version here, it's up inverse, left, up, right, up inverse, left, up, right. It still left me with a yellow piece in the bottom. That was my goal, to keep a yellow piece down there so that I can have it ready to go for the next time. So now I've got the blue, orange, and yellow piece down here on the white face. The blue, orange, and yellow position isn't solved yet, obviously. This piece, I know if I do the right-handed version, will come up to whatever position's here. So I'm going to put that position that I need solved up in that back left corner, and I'm going to do the right-handed version of this alg to move this piece down to here, this piece will come across to here, and this piece will come up to here. And in doing it this way, I know that I'll be left with a lovely 3-cycle at the end. Because now I've got one piece up on the yellow face that isn't solved, and I've got two pieces on the white face that aren't solved. So now, using the left-handed version, I know this red, blue, and white piece can come straight down to here where it belongs. This blue, orange, and white piece is going to roll across to here, and this orange, green, and yellow piece is going to come up to here where it belongs. So that's just up inverse, left, up, right, up inverse, left, up, right, and then fix the setup on that top layer. And there you go. I went through it pretty quick, so let me know if you have any questions, but I pretty much covered everything you need to know and all the techniques needed. That corner piece series, the corner piece series for cuboids, is your best friend here, so be sure to use it wisely and just kind of pay attention to it. Try it out on a 3x3 a few times, and you'll get the hang of it a whole lot quicker, just to kind of see exactly how it moves pieces around. So, Best of luck.